Welcome to court. Hey there, folks. Rinimt here, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We finally finished the past and present thing. So, let's try and finish this case, man! 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant Vera Masham innocent or guilty? Courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Courtroom number 3, preparations complete. Something inside me, rising, surfacing. Something important lost long ago. It's close now. So close. October 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Masham. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is defendant Vera Masham's condition? Accused of throat poisoning. According to her physician, she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here? It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without the verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendants, but the show must go on. Right, if Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not gonna let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm gonna give Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin? The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Masham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she had done.
Objection!
But Vera was poisoned with a troquinine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone the verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Masham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove us something. She was in court, giving her testimony before us. How do you propose a killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. Prosecution's objection is sustained. Ask the defense to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Masham was poisoned. Got 2 things to prove here. Who did it and how? Which to hit first? Tell us how. I mean, they say he said tell us how. Let's show how. How did the killer poison Vera Masham? I'll focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or container of poison was found on the defendant's body. I see, so the vector of the poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Masham? Yes, Your Honor. Maybe, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Masham? Here, the bottle? The nail polish gives her lucky charm. It's a letter. I don't think it's a letter, though. I'm gonna try it. What's this? With a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. Is that a nail polish? It's colorless. Ah. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it? As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Ah, my wife has red nails. I see, so she's been painting them all this time. Oh my gosh. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails. Ah! Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice? Yes? You know who did this? You know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Michon. Why do you ask? You know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Mr. Justice, you're about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. Realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Michon via her nail polish? And who gave it to her? Take that! What's this? Kristoph Gavin? Objection! What's your game? My bro. There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed, he is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday, it could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Kristoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Kristoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Kristoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurks at the bottom of this. A darkness that swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Kristoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. Witness is Kristoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Things we only know thanks to the back and forth. Oh, Your Honor, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? I don't whatsoever the pleasure of your company. It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Kristoph Gavin. Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Ugh. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo. You can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Don't name nail polish? Why, yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendants, I hear. She's not dead yet. And was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in my nail polish. Her taste, indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Michon was poisoned. Troquinine, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier. Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again by him. Again? And you agree with his accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Kristoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant, Vera Michon. Please testify on this matter to the court. Witness testimony. Poisoning Vera. Owning the same nail polish does not make a... Blah! Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. Prosecution's case holds that she poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. What if I am? Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Michons. Not so, Mr. Justice. Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Kristoph Gavin, my ex-boss. I know he poisoned the Michons. Question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Oh. Bracelet's active. Okay. So let's do this thing. Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariadone is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantities. And you and Vera just happen to both use it. That can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Huh? It's simple. Ariadone is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? And if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it. That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings towards my brand name Gavel here. And my silk top hat. Are we done showing off our refined taste? Please continue with your tasteful testimony. So I can have it for half a year. How can I place it? Can you still make contact with the outside world in solitary?
Objection!
So he had an accomplice on the outside. Is this your latest accusation? I'm allowed a certain modicum of letter writing.
Objection!
But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Prosecutor Gavin's on the warpath, isn't he? Yeah, you think so too, Trucy? I bet I know why. He must be nervous with his big brother watching. And maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue? Father died of the same poison, meaning of which should be clear. The defendant is not dead yet. There are no known cases of someone surviving a troquinine poisoning. I seem to know a lot about troquinine. I know lots about a lot of things, which is why I suggest we pick up the pace. Or else you'll be short one defendant for what she's worth. Witness will refrain from speaking ill of the ill? My apologies. Shall I continue? In case hold, she poisoned her father and intended to poison herself. Vera had no reason to want to commit suicide. And also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails?
Objection!
The answer is quite simple. Basically, allow me to explain, beginning with why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? It's too simple. She could die doing something that she liked. Something that she liked? And once she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further? I believe that's clear enough. Crystal clear. Wow, the two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team. They could use a little more teamwork, though. Press.
Hold it!
Both Vera and Mr. Michon were poisoned with atrocodine. That really can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
Defense is repeating fallacious statements based on conjecture. Prosecution requests concrete, ambiguous proof of the witness's crime. Objection sustained. The defense will please present concrete proof. Does Prosecutor Gavin seem strange to you too? It's like he's all grown up. I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. Though he is acting different than usual. I bet it has a lot to do with his brother Kristoph being in the room. Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo. Right, quick and painless. My bracelet should do the trick. Hey, I'm questioning my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. Sure, I'll be able to see something, as long as I focus. Let's just head up there. And there. And then he does something different here. So we're gonna perceive... Oh, wait, he doesn't even include the... like... My thought was a line like, I don't even know him. I don't see it. I'm gonna go on this one. I'm gonna suggest... Oh, it's right there. Why? Why? Yeah, okay. Confirm.
Gotcha!
It was you who killed Drew Basham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed up unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Basham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Ah. That must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Basham was killed on October 6th. Well, I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. He found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Masham. The leather. My. And here I thought you'd come so far. Huh? I admire how you, lacking any confidence whatsoever, choose to bear along. Your defense lacks even a shred of elegance. Much like Phoenix Wright, come to think of it. No, it's justice. I've come this far, I must know the answer. How did the killer get to his victim when the killer was in jail? Oh. Wait. The stamp. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Masham died, he was seen writing a letter. A trophy was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand the stamp was the murder weapon. Yes, you are. Oh, and yes? The stamp was found in your prison cell. That is all, Your Honor. Order! Poison on the back of that stamp? After Drew Masham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. He made Drew Masham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? Oh my. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spark Brushell's testimony. Well, that's the thing. See, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Masham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp! A so-called postal stamp! End quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It's a mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps he means just I can somehow manipulate the coincidence. He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Oh, really, Clavier? You should be seeing through those weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Masham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Kristoph Gavin locked away in a cell. Well, it seems the defense has run out of things to say. He assumed he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Kristoph. Clavier. Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Kristoph. What are you saying? Prosecutor Gavin? Error forehead. What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Masham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Masham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Masham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence. Kristoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Kristoph. I silence the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim head on then. Justice. What? You accuse me of Drew Masham's murder, yes. Then, allow me to ask you. What possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Hello! Motive! He's talking about a motive! Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Here's something. Why did he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive? Motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice, I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then, let's see what you have for us. What reason did Kristoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Masham? One thing I can think of is... notebook page. So we're gonna go with it. Okay. Kristoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Masham's studio in the first place. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Rimasham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. Page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique Grammary's diary. When Attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven.
Objection!
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright, who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it. And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Masham by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Masham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? I who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery to keep them from talking. But he made a mistake. The stamp... The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Air forehead. Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Masham was none other than Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not how this is gonna go down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the records on the case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy! Here! What's this? Oh, I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request the forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigmar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't be at all. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Kristoph Gavin. Order! 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 What is the meaning of this? Witness? I mean, defendant? Former lawyer? Let me begin by denying this.
Objection!
It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin. Impossible to prove you if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield.
Objection!
Air forehead. Are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence! Evidence that shows this man, Kristoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Xavier, just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Mr. Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. Where proves Kristoph Gavin linked to Drew Masham? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Kristoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Masham 7 years ago. Prove it. It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not—
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. My Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. The penalty not match his passion. Ah! I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honor. To prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Kristoph Gavin to Drew Masham. And I have something that clearly does the job. Do I? Very well, Mr. Justice, present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Masham. Is it? Like, it's the only thing I can think of is the yellow envelope. Ah! Doing it! Doing it! Ah! This evidence proves there's a link.
Objection!
Bleh. That's a scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there a problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey! That's Daddy's handwriting! Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell. Except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright. When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his forging habit. Well, if it is a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? Mr. Wright visited Kristoph Gavin's cell. He brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin. And the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video of a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as it is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. Defense's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. And better luck next time, Justice. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Kristoph Gavin at this point. Apollo! Do something! I'm thinking, but without evidence. I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well. This ends the special witness's cross-examination.
Objection!
The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin. Frankly, I'm relieved that this has been bothering me for 7 whole years. And I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean up a family closet, eh, Kristoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? On mine? Or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor. Your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo! Did you see that? He's trying to impress Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me, Air Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally, you just couldn't resist, could you, Eret? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment you call and drew Masham. It was almost as if what? Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. And now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Ah, correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier! I knew because you told me, Kristoph. What? It was the night before the trial. Ugh. It's making me congested. Trying to do both Clavier and Kristoph. Ah! Clavier. Kristoph, on seeing you in the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information. The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen. I want you to call in a special witness. And then... I wondered about it at the time. How did Kristoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Kristoph? We were supposed to face each other in that trial. Ugh, a fair fight. Brother to brother, I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. Victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin. My, Clavier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Hello! I think we're finally gonna shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. Hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial. I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramarye. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day, as far as I could tell. He dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I couldn't come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Kristoph Gavin. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix, right? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs? He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it. So, the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramarye both deserve what they got. So you asked Mr. Michon to forge that evidence, so you could win. But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Gramarye's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin. Perfectly. You're mad, Kristoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled when the fan vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Kristoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, he always felt like he was being watched. And that's what he said, every day for 7 years. But I felt it too! Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gramarye got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? Wait just a minute. Zach Gramarye was seen by this reporter? How was that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Gramarye, gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him! Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Kristoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant? Tragic. The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveler was Zach Gramarye. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going! We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? Someone please explain this? I'm gonna drop a save. Maybe drop a save. That could work. Menus. Okay. Mr. Justice, can you please explain this? It all started 7 years ago. The great magician, Magnific Gramarye's death started it. Magnific Gramarye's death and the student Zach Gramarye the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Kristoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Through Masham. Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and it'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. A troquinine applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Macham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him by taking the stamp. I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Ariadne nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Masham was nervous, she has a bad habit. Tendency to bite her nails. Ah, that nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Instead, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance. Insurance. As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. And then they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished. May I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence, the lacking evidence. I think there's a link between him and the atroquinine that took Drew Macham's life.
Objection!
What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Grammary to keep him from talking. I killed no man with that name. Read over the reports again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive.
Objection!
Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court's not convened to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Masham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. Court concurs with the witness. It's defendant Vera Masham who is on trial here. No! But you were doing so well, Apollo. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusations against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Masham innocent.
Objection!
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Masham to bite her nails? Oh, what? It wasn't me, I know that much. And the one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Kristoph, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. I'd totally forgotten. The jurist system. The jurist, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed to closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain from doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers. Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense, there's only room for two in this courtroom. Me and law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say. They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix, right? Phoenix, right? So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right. 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 Right! Oh hey, there's pigeons on my balcony. I won't accept this. I can't accept. This is no court. A law. The law is everything. The law is absolute. And they're gone. Kristoph scared him. You let ignorance blind soil your courts. Kristoph, it's over. Clubby! The law is absolute. You can't be serious. What? I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. Law isn't absolute, it's filled with contradictions. Law is the end product of many years of history, the fruits of human knowledge. Like a gem, polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoph, you aren't changing, you've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday, I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. We're gonna drop a save again. This began as a trial of Vera Masham, accused of murdering her father. The painter drew Masham. However, several other incidents were reviewed and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurist of the court, for the death of Drew Masham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Masham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. October 9th, 12:48 p.m. Jurist Chambers. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Masham is currently in intensive care. If the decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? So, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Masham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please, wait! Yes, jurist number 6. There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does it answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Masham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Oh, apparently I'm jurist number 6. Oh! Oh! Also, you can't save right here. I mean, she's not guilty, but there's a trophy for choosing guilty! Does the saving! But we're gonna go with not guilty for now. Confirm. Wait! Wait! Wait. I wondered why that case wasn't mentioned. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th at 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. Record will show. When the verdict was announced, special witness Kristoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Masham opened her eyes. October 10th, 10:12 a.m., Hickfield Clinic. Vera, I'm so glad. Don't cry, Apollo! I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about, oh, what if Vera? Hey now, don't you start crying too! Sorry you had to see us like this. Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails. No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. Looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life. I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Oh, look, it's me! I love it! Thanks! Is that me? She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy. Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look at him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things to me for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. White finished watching them all? You know, I knew my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. You did? How? I'm not telling. He promised me the day he went away. We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day, I shall return. You're the next Grammary, after all. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay, Phoenix is my daddy. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano. That he can. Oh, and I've got you too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes. Glad I made your list. Hey, come to think of it. Where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Do you know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy. Oh, Trucy? Yes, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here it goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection! Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic underwear better anyway. That's magic panties, Apollo. So, your memories return. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as the Namiro. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. You're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course it is a happy thing. For so long I thought I was alone, but now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you gonna tell them? They do not know. Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I will go to them when the time is right. Until then, Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm not the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Kristoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine. And I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet. Yet it tore. Yeah, such a small thing, that bullet. Yet it tore away who I was. "10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died, but I did not survive that accident. That is why I left the troupe, my family. Now, my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive, Mr. Wright." Speaking of miracles, Grandma Sean regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story, for now anyway. I've still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep this lawyer thing for a while. Oops. Train time! Gotta go! Cords of steel! Here comes justice!
Objection!
Yay! I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Grammary. Trucy's on the case. Now, did I have this thanks to Daddy? Trucy, Grammary, frankly, I got my doubts, but Grammary, now that'll pack him in. Oh, maybe we have to pay attention during the credits. It is not every day you get the trial that rocks harder than one of our gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The Gaviners are breaking up. The news caused a run of it on tissues and supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. Still has it. I guess they just used the steam from that. Anyway. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again. Can't do a normal spiel during credits or just let it run because they're like, blah blah blah. The heck? So I was standing around eating snackos the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? Give an argument the crunch or idiot. Make them ding! By the power of science, although the preservatives might not be 100% safe. In unlikely events you are wanting Russian feast, come to Borscht Volksab. The only thing colder than restaurants is bush. Duh, but if Greek food challenge is being required, and then come to the hideouts, you know who to ask for. Oh, what was her voice again? So, Kentucky Pastries is getting back to its eastern roots. Spread the culture and all. Yo, boss! Culture time! This is how we write root, capiche? But we're still giving back to the people! Yo, boss! PR time! And this is how we write people, alright? Not that Walkie's paying any attention. Ugh, kids. Oh no! This is old! Chinese characters the cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years. Believe that! Man, you want to make it today, you gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real. I know it don't look like no cracker. Gee, what you want me to call it? The OG muffin? Heh. I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from. You ask me, there's only one food and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend? Oh, there's noodles with all the salt. Salt forever! My throat is not in a happy place to do all these voices again. Oh no. My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me in an unequivocal adoration in my department. You see it, they used to call me a Wesley Stinkler, and now they call and Wesley Stinky Hands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko, reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure. I know I totally butchered what voice I had in front of before, but I don't remember his voice. I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. And light has returned to my life, and with its joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song. Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. How do I feel about how things turn out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mint condition. And quote! I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose we'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know where there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you. Yay! Congrats! You have unlocked a special bonus in the music and background settings. AJAA commemorative Kazuya Nuri. In the next game? No, not yet, actually. Art library. Oh no. In-game illustrations. Is it gonna be here? It is here! Yay! I can look at all the illustrations. Yeah, because I want to... Do I not get the... key art? I see. It doesn't help me. Backgrounds. Just all that. We're just ignoring the other 2 games. They aren't there. That's IDUI. I wish I get a shot of that. I wanted a shot of that ending shot though. Jerks. Isn't there? Let me check something. Options. Accolades. Heck. How do I... adjust outfits? Can I not, like, do that till later?
Objection!
doesn't help. I'm trying to find... Unless it's in the games. It might be in the games themselves. Doesn't help. Well, if I got an ending, does it go from choosing the verdict? Nope. Alright. No! What do you mean? Ah! Okay, so the thing I was looking up is only in the other two games, it's not in the first game. So let's go ahead, skip ahead. One thing to do. I've screwed around the menu for like 10 minutes, or however long. Do. So we are going to choose guilty. So the verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jury system. A hung jury, the final verdict would have to wait for the following day. But fate had different plans. That night, defendant Vera Michon's condition worsened. She died in her hospital bed. Her verdict was postponed for eternity. Ah. It's just like, nope. That was like nothing. Well, I guess on that note, that wraps up Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. So yeah, get back at the museum. Nah, not orchestra. Oh, I'm in forbidden content for recording. Art library. In-game illustrations. Doop. Doop. There we go. So yeah, that does wrap up the first game. Before I get on to Dual Destinies, I'm gonna try and finish up that Quartet extended demo at the very least. I'm still trying to be careful with how much I record because I'm still getting over this whole thing. I'm almost there. It's just a little bit. It's like, oh. So, yeah. Point is, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to get the Dual Destinies, but I also want to wrap up the Quartet stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney series, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps me keep doing content like this and more. Found links for that in the description below. Can I change from here? Oh, I can just move it around. Found links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again, Capcom Creators, for the code. Until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!